watch on the TV. So we are only focused on our group and the game project. So it's very nice for me.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. Coach and Wilfred Ndidi. I'm Austin O'Connor, my channel still. I'm proudly Austin. Coach, are you the type of coach who is big on current form? Because I know you're going to rotate against Uganda. So let's say Tochukwu Nadi or Ebenezer Kinsomiro impresses, like we're all saying, oh, they are so good. Are you the type of coach that will play that same player in the round of 16 or you say, come on, get back to your bench? And for Wilfred Ndidi, the celebration you did, it's good vibes everywhere. If you score again, are you going to tear the nail like Rashidi Yekini did in 1994?
Yeah, the goal was I'm very happy for the goal. It was my first goal after so many years. And talking about the celebration came in memory of my dad. Like I just remembered growing up how my dad was talking about Kanu and all. So and I also wear number 4. So when I scored the goal, it just came in my head like to do that celebration because I saw the video, you know. So that was all. That was what came to my head at that time. But when you talk about goals, and I have to score first to celebrate, you know. So I can't talk about the next celebration without getting the goal first.
So the same answer, yeah. Once again, there was a lot of players in this group. They deserve to be in this team for this game, for the other game. And the only question is what at this time I have in my head. What is my vision for this AFCON? You know, the movies of the AFCON in my head. So I have to protect some player. I have to give a change because everybody knows that if you want to win something, this is not again only 11 players. This is the group. So I have to think about a lot of things. But like I said earlier, my choice will arrive after the training session or tomorrow morning, or I don't know.
Can we go for the next question, please, with the lady?
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Captain. My name is Mosura from Molat Sports Nigeria. This one goes to Eric. Oftentimes, you bring on players to maintain a lead, and whenever you bring on defensive players, we concede, just like the last game. So I just want to know what you have to say about your tactics when you make substitution and what Nigeria have to do to keep a clean sheet. And to the captain, 2021, we finished top of the group, maximum points from the group, and got eliminated in the round of 16. If we win against Uganda, which I believe we are going to get, we top the group and meet maybe one of the best third place finisher. What is the spirit in the camp now? What are you doing differently to make sure we don't have a repeat of 2021?
I have a question for you first. Did we take the goal before the substitution or after?
You made the substitution in 70 plus 3-1 up.
So first, so we considered first goal before the substitution. So, you know, when you do a substitution, I try to analyze during the game what happened. And because for this game, we played in 4-4-2 diamond, it means that you let the opponent, the fullbacks free, you know? And the pressure is on us. So you have to protect the winger. So my choice when I analyzed at this moment was to me the best choice. But you know, in the football, I'm not the first coach and I'm not the last. Sometimes the choice that you do is very good because the player who come in the pitch score or make an assist. And sometimes the player, when he come in the pitch, for a lot of reason, he don't score or he don't do an assist. So after that, everybody say, the coach was not the coach was not good, the choice was not good. But this is the football, and the best way for me say, if we can talk the bad things, we can talk the good things too. So the fact is we won 3-2. The fact is it's supposed that we won 3-0. Maybe for sure we missed something, but the reality we won. The reality we have 5 goals. So like you said, you see, you want a clean sheet, but me, I see the goal that we can score, because since maybe in the last 4 games, we score maybe between 10 or 12 goals. So it's good, it's very good. So for sure we want to win, and I have to looking for the best way for my team.
Yeah.
My question will go.
Yeah. The team, the group, everyone is very in good position, in good headspace. I'll tell you for free, we're not thinking about what happened 2021. We're not even thinking about the last game. The focus now is on the next game. We only thought about the last game because we needed to make some corrections and things we did badly or things we should have done well. Not about thinking about what happened 2021. This is 2025. The more focus is the next. We're not thinking about the next round. We're thinking about the next game, which is more important. And that is what the team is doing right now. Thank you.
Well, Coach, my question. My name is Callistus Ebari, AIT, Nigeria. You will be facing a lot of decisions to make. You will be playing against a team that will be desperate for 3 points tomorrow, which is Uganda. If they win, they'll go 4 points and likely to qualify. And if you rotate your team massively, we might be saying you'll be fielding a weaker team. How do you balance all of this that you'll be doing, so that Uganda will not use Nigeria to shine at the Nations Cup?
The most important thing is the group. This is not a competition for 11 starts or 11 players. So everybody deserves to have a change, to show something, because sometimes the guy who only played just 5 minutes in the AFCON or in a tournament can bring the victory, who can make the last goal, who can score the last goal. So this is a question about the management. This is not a question about the lack of respect about the tournament. For me, I want to put the best team at this moment. Yeah, for sure, I want to win. The player wants to win. Everybody.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Tonight, we will be delving into the match between Nigeria and Uganda. Nigeria are already safe. They are through to the round of 16. By Uganda, they will be chasing another qualification. But I won't be doing this alone. I have here in the studio with me some pundits. But before I introduce you to them, let us run through some of the names that will be playing for Nigeria today. There will be a debut for Dennis, and then there are also players that will be playing for Uganda. There will be new players in the midst because they are chasing qualification for Nigeria. The coach Eric Chesel has actually made some changes. He's brought in players that are now coming to get their debut, but also Osimhen is still playing. There will be Moses Simon on the flank for Osimhen, and in midfield there are some other changes. Let me introduce to you my pundits that I will be doing this with. On my left is Krobia. There is also Benjamin Saki, and then there is my big man here, Alba. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Frank.
How has the AFCON been before we delve into the main game? How has it been actually?
Well, it's all been good. Very exciting games we've been watching from the very start, where the host nation Morocco hosted Comoros. Ever since to this particular time, we are closing the group phase. I think it's been an interesting tournament, a very exciting one. We've had some top games between some of the giants so far as the group games comes to play, and also we've had some interesting matches we've watched. So it's been a quite a very good tournament so far. We've not got into the middle of the competition yet. This is the group phase, and I think both the teams are giving us very entertaining matches, and we are enjoying ourselves so well so far as the group stages comes to play.
Alba, we are actually separating the men from the boys. Are we about to see the real competition?
Of course, we are about to see the real competition because when the game started, Morocco were struggling to, as it were, get the first goal that they needed for the tournament, of which they managed to win the first game by 2-0. Progressively, they've tried their possible best to also win their subsequent games. And the other teams also didn't disappoint. They also went ahead to win their subsequent matches. Some won, some lost, some drew. And of course, today is when we get to see the real men in the tournament. So let's hope Nigeria will be able to be among the men.
Well, Benjamin, you've seen the lineup, but before we get into the lineup, summarize this, few games that we've played so far for me. How has the feeling been? Head coach of South Africa made some allegations that he's not actually had fun here at the 2025 AFCON, just like he did back in 2023. Do you feel he's right with his antics?
I don't know what informed his decision in terms of saying he doesn't feel the vibe. The last, of course, played in Ivory Coast, and when the tournament is hosted in West Africa, it doesn't come with strictly the football, but there are other fun activities that comes with it. And so I don't know. I believe his comments was fueled by the incidents that happened when South Africa played against Egypt. Yeah. That penalty incident that he felt they were not giving, and so he felt a bit disgruntled, and so I believe that's fueled his comments. I believe that this AFCON, we've had some fun moments in it. The vibe, me watching from home, I could feel that there's some sort of vibe in it. As I said, I don't know what actually informed his decision to say that he doesn't feel the vibe in the tournament. But I feel that so far so good, the AFCON has given us some excitement. And in terms of football quality, we've seen the big boys showing off their qualities. So you've seen the likes of Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid. He's been absolutely brilliant on the flanks for Morocco. You've seen the likes of Mohamed Salah. Almost all the big boys who plays for top European nations have proven and shown that, yes, they are still at the top. And so most of them have scored. And so we hope that going forward, as we enter the knockout stages, they will be able to give us those exciting performances. And if they do, they're hoping that they will be able to redeem their teams in terms of winning the AFCON and also making a name for themselves?
Well, let me run you through the lineup for Uganda. There will be Dennis Onyango in post, Semukula at right back, Sibik and Obita playing the defense, and Kayondo at left back. There will be Brahanga, Muteabi, and Alasa in the midfield. There is Omedi, and Omedi, interestingly, he was a prison service officer before he got into the Ugandan team. So that's an interesting fact. Then there is Ikiazu, who will be leading the attack, and then Mato, the number 7. With Nigeria, Uzoho is in post, Alibiozi number at the right back, Dennis Ogbu, Calvin Bassey in defense, and then Onyamiachi at left back. There is Samuel Chukwueze, Onyedika, and Deli Bashiru in midfield. There is Moses Simon, Victor Osimhen, who will be captain the Nigerian team, and then Onuachu in the attack. Gentlemen, this is the lineup. Uganda, any chance against this? I think it's a strong Nigerian team with Osimhen and Simon in the attack. It's a very strong Nigerian team.
Well, I was anticipating for these changes from the coach for Nigeria, Eric, because they've already secured their progression into the next round of the competition, and some of the key players needs time to, rest for the KG encounter matches in the knockout phases. So no wonder he's made some 9 changes comparatively to the first 2 games he played in the group phase, and that is one important thing as to why teams needed to win their first 2 games to give some rest to some key members. But I think having Osimhen there, yes, Osimhen should be there to lead the attack and also help ginger the team. And of course, we have another Calvin Bassey, a leader at the back also, to also, shape up the defense. So I think it's equally a good side for the Nigerians, even though they've made 9 changes, but they still have the quality to, compete with the level of Uganda. They have what it takes to, beat Uganda. But this plays on the advantage of Uganda. They have 1 point, securing 3 points takes them to 4 points, and they will be through to the next round of the competition as well. So this is another important opportunity for the Ugandans to also ride over and clinch all the 3 important points against Nigeria. So we will be, watching an interesting game and see how this thing pan out. If Nigeria will be able to, use their second string side to beat Uganda and make it 100% in the group, or Uganda will also take the advantage of Nigeria benching 9 key members to also, clinch the victory so that they will also be able to make it into the next round. So it will be an interesting thing, and no matter how Nigeria have done to their, starting 11, they still have what it takes. They have the men, they have the materials and the quality of individual players to match up with Uganda.
Over. Uganda need 3 points. They desperately have to win. If they draw, they will need for Tunisia to beat Tanzania, for other results to also go in their favor. With this lineup they've put up, do you think they stand a chance against Nigeria?
I think everything is possible, but left to me alone, I don't think Nigeria should open up for a draw, or better still, a defeat to Uganda. Because the reason being that if they do that, then their chances of meeting an opponent they might not want in the round of 16 will be high, because you would want to top the group. Then at least you'll be getting somebody below your standard that you might want to meet in the round of 16. So I don't think that Nigeria should open up, or better still, as it were, go for a draw, or have it at the back of their minds that we've already qualified. There's nothing to lose. If they score, fine. If we don't score, we're going for a draw, or probably the worst can happen, they lose. But Uganda are coming as wounded lions. They are coming all out. They would want to salvage something before anything happens to them. So they might want to cause an upset. And if that should happen, then it will be a big blow to the Nigerian team. And I don't think that the coach would sit and watch that happen that Nigeria haven't won their first 2 games, will lose the third one. You get it? So even this conversation about Nigeria trying to draw or losing shouldn't be the case. They should go all out, doing all the maximum 3 points and top the group wholeheartedly.
Ben, let me come to you. Victor Osimhen, he's actually had the stakes over the last couple of tournaments that even though he actually plays better, the goals were lacking. But in this tournament, he's actually got there, deliver. He scored 1 goal, he's made an assist. Do you think he's actually now, taking over as the main man of Nigeria?
I think the expectations prior to the tournament we had, we expected him to perform like the likes of Brahim Diaz of Morocco, Mohamed Salah of Egypt, but it has not been disappointing. I believe that he's still giving up his best, but going forward, we expect him to come to the party when it matters. Ademola Lookman, for me, has been brilliant for them in terms of the main man for the team. I think Ademola has been brilliant for the team so far, and then Iwobi and another key players. But Osimhen, I've not really seen him come to the party so far, so I expect him to do more in the subsequent games. I have a problem with Osimhen starting. Frank, you see, Nigeria came up against DR Congo in the World Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
When Osimhen got injured, you know how Eric Shelley's men, the structure of the team got derailed, and DR Congo overpowered them. So I think if you are protecting players and you are giving fringe players the opportunity to play, Osimhen should be the #1 player that should come up in terms of key players to rest. Imagine if he play, God forbid, but if just in case he gets injured, what happens? I don't agree with Eric Shelley starting Osimhen and then benching Lukman, Iwobi, Indindi and other key players. Is the #1 most important player when the going gets tough. He's the one man you expect to come to the party. So if you're starting in such a game, maybe Osimhen he scored 1 goal, maybe he expects more, he wants to maybe win golden boots. Some of these players, the strikers, they always want to make their name at the top. But I think the coach should have been more authoritative in this instance and benched him. I don't think the idea of starting Osimhen is the best. As Eba said, they are coming in with the Ugandans. They have just 1 point. If they're able to get even a draw, the third best placed teams, they stand a chance of getting it. So they are coming in as wounded lions, and then you are giving them Osimhen to play against. What if as dangerous tackling or reckless tackle goes and gets injured? I have a problem with Osimhen starting, but in all, I expect Nigeria to win the game.
Well, interestingly, Morocco, Mali, Egypt, South Africa, they have all qualified. But one interest actually led Sudan to qualify to the round of 16. And Krobia, even though we are not here to talk about this, James Kwesi, I think he's actually done a very good job, a big job since he went to Sudan, qualifying them to the AFCON, and now he's actually qualified them out of the group stages.
Well, interesting stuff there for James Kwesi. I think he's made his name out there, and he's one of the guys around, the coaches around, who has seen it all, playing at the tournament and also coaching at the top level. He has handled the Black Stars before to the AFCON, and also having the opportunity to, put this together, a Sudanese side, a war-torn country, struggling to, find peace and stuff like that. Then Kwesi Appiah slot in there. He has, put up a very strong side. They were not all that good in terms of meeting some of the top teams, but hey, the most important thing, he has done it, and we all saw how he qualified during the qualification, how he qualified for the tournament, a group that Ghana were in. They were able to, make it into the competition at the expense of Ghana. So that was even a plus for James Kwesi Appiah. And now, securing a qualification out of the group once again, a huge achievement for James Kwesi Appiah and the Sudanese national team. They are finding themselves in a very difficult situation, but they have managed, using football, to bring peace and also put some smiles on the faces of the Sudanese. So it's been all good, and Kwesi Appiah, another milestone being achieved there.
Well, the game between Uganda and Nigeria has actually started. Referee Diongo Luis has blown the whistle and the match is ongoing. But another interesting, like bizarre, stats here. Mali drew all 3 games and are through to the round of 16. But it's quite strange, isn't it? No win, no loss, but they've drawn all the 3 games they've played, and they are through to the round of 16.
I think it's went to their advantage because I think most of the countries are of the opinion that yes, they could qualify as the best 3 teams. So trying to stay in the tournament, at least you're able to draw all 3 games, or you're able to amass some points, even not at the apex of getting the qualification. If you're able to get at least 3 points, you should be able to progress to the tournament. And I wouldn't be surprised as the game progresses, some of these teams that had just 3 points to get to the next stage will be able to kick out some of the big guys in the tournament, and that is when the tournament will get interesting, because if you had 9 points in all your 3 games and somebody who had just 3 points will be able to kick you out of the tournament, it means that the person has learned 1 or 2 things and has gathered certain momentum into the tournament. So I believe that Mali, yes, yesterday they really struggled against Comoros. They were trying not to concede, and I think it really went to their advantage, and they are already through, or they are through to the round of 16 with just 3 points. It tells you that everything is possible. If you're able to play your cards well, everything is possible.
Well, then it goes back to the 2023 AFCON, when Ivory Coast finished as one of the best 3rd place teams and went all the way to win the tournament. But is this where, Krobia, let's bring Ghana in for a moment.
Yeah.
Is this where we miss our Black Stars? Because it's now getting interesting. It's now the time for the top players to make their name. And with the season that Antoine Semenyo is having, imagine he went to the AFCON and got some good goals there. That's actually like a big platform for him to make a stake for the 2026 African best. But without it, it will be, although he's having a good season, it will be difficult that he gets to win the accolade.
Yeah, certainly so. And this is where, as a Ghanaian, you will feel sad watching these teams and these individual players playing in the tournament and making their names out there without the presence of the senior national team, the Black Stars of Ghana. We have the quality, huge squad, players with potential, playing their trade in some of the best teams in the European terrain, and seeing these top players performing for their countries on the continent, and these Ghanaian players who are also playing alongside them in their various club side are not here in the competition. I think individually, these Ghanaian players will now feel the hurt for not making it into the competition proper. So no matter the situation, it's very, very difficult, and for every single Ghanaian, especially me myself, for not seeing Ghana in the competition and not having the opportunity to watch what these players have for us in a proper tournament manner. And this is another opportunity for these clubs, especially those who have qualified for the Mundial, to also prepare themselves well for the tournament proper. So it's kind of a bit, discomfort for some of us to, settle in for this competition. A lot of Ghanaians are not paying attention to this year's AFCON because of Ghana's absence. So I think that it's rather a very difficult time for us, especially watching our brothers, Nigerians, the Moroccans, and some of these exciting players performing for their country. And you cast your mind back, you watch back the kind of players Ghanaians we have, the talent and the potential, top players who are currently not in this competition. I think it's kind of a sad thing, but we should cope with it and also make way for other countries. They made themselves up there, they prepared well, they qualify for the competition, so they also need to be there. Ghana, we failed to make any good use of the opportunities we had, so we deserve where we are now.
Well, it's 5 minutes of play and it's Uganda 0, Nigeria 0. But Krobia, before I let you go completely and we delve into the commentary, they've talked about attendance and looking on the screen. This is a decider. Let's call it that. This is a decider for Uganda, but you can see there are empty seats in the stands.
Yeah, personally, I have a problem, and it's something that is worrying me from the opening ceremony. Aside that, all the matches that we've watched, we've not seen, I mean, the good of attendance at all. The turnouts are not positive for the Confederation of African Football, a major tournament of this nature, and looking at how fans are not patronizing, fans are not trooping in their numbers to, I mean, watch the competition and also watch some of these exciting players we used to watch from the English Premiership, from the La Ligas and the Bundesligas, the Italian Serie A. These are African stars now coming together to also showcase what they have under their sleeves for their respective nations in this major tournament. And you look at the turnout, it's something of a worrying situation. So even last week, I spoke about it. It's not something that is exciting at all. The fans are not going. Maybe this is the group stage. We might see difference in the knockout phases where the top teams will make it up there. And there are other countries which from the group stages, they will, I mean, bus fans from all across to also come and also cheer their respective teams up. So
Moses Simon back to Onyeka, back to Calvin Bassey. The Fulham sends a long ball to Nigeria, checks back on his left foot. What will he do? But a defensive play sends the ball back to Nigeria again. Nigeria. A cross into the box, but Osimhen fails to head the ball, and Uganda will start another build-up from the back. The ball back to Calvin Bassey, safely in the hands of Nigeria. Nigeria doing the possession play, trying everything to get the first goal and calm the nerves of the Nigerians back home. Calvin Bassey with the ball. Calvin Bassey again sends a long one to the right hand side. The ball back into the middle there. And Calvin Bassey sends another one to Onyeka at the left hand side. Moses Simon back to Onyeka. Calvin Bassey to the right hand side. A long ball searching for Osimhen, but then Ugandan defense will calmly take the ball. Baba Alassa on the left hand side goes back to Jordan Obita. Toby Sebek back to Jordan Obita. It's a throw in to Uganda.
Frank, the Cranes of Uganda, as we said earlier, they started the game with much enthusiasm going into the game, and then I think after some time, the Nigerians have settled into the game, and they've started creating some chances. Moses Simon, he should learn to locate Victor Osimhen in the box, because I believe if not that clearance by the defender, it would have been a brilliant goal for Moses Osimhen.
And it's a free kick into the box, but no, a glancing header goes well wide of the post. Uganda threatening to open the score here. And Ikpeazu was inches away from finding the targets. That was a nice cross into the box, but he failed to get a perfect header. And he's calling for a corner, and you can see there that was actually a corner kick. But the referee says it's a goal kick, and Nigeria will restart play with Uzohu kicks the goal kick to the center circle, but it comes off a Ugandan player, and it will be a defensive throw-in for Nigeria. Calvin Bassey sends it to Ogbu. Ogbu to the right-hand side, Alebiosu. Alebiosu striding forward. Sends it to Chukwueze. Chukwueze back to Ogbu again. A long one to Calvin Bassey at the center. A loving pass, finding Victor, but no, it's been cleared by the Ugandan defense. Ball back to Calvin Bassey in the defensive half of Nigeria. Alebiosu finds Samuel Chukwueze. Chukwueze to Alebiosu again on the gallop. Alebiosu again, can he make a cross? He does, but it's well off. And the goalkeeper will calmly save the ball. They are in pain there. Obiozu, after sending the ball, he is in pain. Alebiosu is in pain down there after sending in the cross, and the medics will need to have a look at him. 15 minutes of play
already in the half of the Ugandans. They've been able to curtail the situation. The Ugandans, they've also had their share so far as this first 15 minutes is concerned, and creating of chances comes to play. So I think it's been an even game of equal so far. There hasn't been any clear-cut opportunity from any other yet. So let's see how the other subsequent minutes also pan out. But it's been a very even game so far.
And Uganda go on an attack here, but it's safely cleared by the Nigerian defense. And this is Uganda's first AFCON since 2019. And in the last 5 games at the AFCON, they've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3 games so far. Uganda on the attack. A cross comes into the box, but it's safely cleared. It's a corner for Uganda, and they've been threatening for the last 2 minutes so far. Kayongo having the best of Samuel Chukwueze on the left flank, but his cross failed to find a Ugandan player, and it's safely cleared to a corner. Nigeria trying to stamp the authority. A very beautiful defensive play by his falling and giving possession away to Nigeria. Nigeria once again, the ball to Calvin Bassey. Bassey down to Simon, Moses Simon. One-on-one, goes past him, across into the box. Bah! Another defensive header there. Chukwueze tried to make a meal of it, but it's been booted away out of touch. It's a throw-in to Nigeria. A quick restart once again. Nigeria gradually coming into the game, trying and creating all the chances, but are yet to play on target. Moses Simon, that was a 40 pass, and Uganda safely clears the ball. Uganda, that was a 40 pass again, and Nigeria will take advantage of it. Samuel Chukwueze, excellent tackle coming in right there, and Uganda will go on an attack on their own. Uganda bats another 40 pass, and then it seems the Ugandans, whenever they have the ball, they are in a rush to make something happen.
Yes, because definitely they are under pressure to get a positive result from the game. Nigerians, as you could see, they've been sluggish in the first 20 minutes. I think from the past 3 minutes, then they've been resurging into the game. But the Ugandans have really been dictating the pace of the game in terms of creating chances. But unfortunately, they don't have clinical attackers. Omedi had a very good chance, but I don't know, maybe he underrated the power of the ball. That's why he couldn't control it very well.
Well, a 40 pass from Toby Sebek has gotten Captain Dennis Oyango in pain. 40 years, Dennis Oyango plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, and this is its third Africa Cup of Nations, 2017, 2019, and now 2025, and the medics will try to get him back on track so that he is able to lead his teammates to the ultimate, that is qualifying to the knockout stages. That was a 40 pass, and I wonder why he was still trying to save it when it was miles off the line there. Uganda's last win in the AFCON came in 2019 when they defeated DR Congo by 2-0, and Patrick Kadu, Emmanuel Okwi were the goal scorers. Nigeria will take advantage of the misplaced pass here, and they will play a corner. Osimhen seems to be in pain. What happened there? But referee wouldn't mind. Play will continue. Nigeria, their first corner of the game. Moses Simon behind the ball. But referee has spotted a little bit of some untidiness in the penalty box. He's warned the players though. Simon won into the box. Osimhen, no, but it's cleared by the Ugandan defense. Ball back to Ozoho, back in the Nigerian half. Ozoho will find Obu. Obu with the ball. Obu back to Onyemiechi. Calvin Bassey. Back to Ogbu. Ogbu to the center circle, Onyedika. Calvin Bassey again. Calling for the Ugandans to attack so that they exploit the spaces left behind. Ali Blosu back to Uzoho. Nigeria swinging passes together. A long ball to Samuel Chukwueze. Calmly takes the ball on his chest, finds Alibiozo again, bites back again to Calvin Bassey. Finds Moses Simon at the left-hand flank. Moses Simon goes one. Moses Simon again, but he's brought down. But referee says play should continue. Referee has called back for an infringement on against Moses Simon rather. A quick bat, Calvin Bassey will calmly send a pass to his goalkeeper, Izo, who will again restart play. The ball is with Onyedika, just behind the center circle, finds Alibiosu again to Ogbu. Ogbu in the defense sends a long one to Calvin Bassey, who stride forward, a long pass again to find
again. The seniors who are currently on the bench will come on to also have some 10-15 minutes to, put themselves up for the knockout phases. So this is even going to be more tougher for the Ugandans to deal with. And it's not going to be an easy one for them at all. Paul Nuachu registering his name on the score sheet once again. A while ago, that particular missed, you cannot miss this opportunity, and it will be very difficult. He is the next in line in terms of the center forward's choice to, replace Victor Osimhen. So if you are squandering chances like this, if this happening in a game between Nigeria, Senegal, Nigeria, Ivory Coast in the knockout phases, you cannot miss such opportunity against such opposition. So I think he will become better. He is also now getting his time in the national team, and he has not been a bad of a player, especially for his club side in the Turkish Super League. So let's see how things pan out. That was, all a very good goal by Paul Onuachi to have given the Super Eagles the lead. Now, maybe the 2021 performance will replicate in this particular year's edition, where they won all their 3 matches, and it was a proper show for a certain Moses Simon. He announced his name in the global scene in the 2021 AFCON. Then after that, in the round of 16, they got eliminated by Tunisia. So this is another time for the Nigerians to also make amends and also go in proper for the ultimate. In the last edition, they were runners-up. They lost it out to the host nation, Ivory Coast. This is another time for them. Osimhen and the likes, I think they have what it takes to win it. Exception of, let's say, the coach. The experience level and the in-game management of the coach is another problem for the Nigerians. But maybe things might change going into the knockout phase, and this might be Nigerians here to win it post-2013.
And that's the goal once again. A nice through ball. And Onuachu was there to bury it inside the empty post. It's become a very long ladder for Uganda here. They will need to score twice and hope that Nigeria do not score again. And their quest of going into the knockout stages since 2019 longs on. But they have a free kick. About the referee has stopped play here as Dennis Oyango is down again, and I don't think he can continue on. He's actually done his bit for the Ugandan national team. 40 years of age, you don't see it on the African terrain, and he's actually paid his dues for the Ugandan team, and it's not shameful that he'll be bowing out of the group stages. He's done well. Dennis Oyango, 40 years of age, Krobia.
Yeah, one of the best goalkeepers we've seen on the shores of Africa. In fact, not for his national team alone, where he made his debut back in 2005 against Cape Verde. And ever since till now, he has been around. He retired back in 2019-2020, where the Cranes failed to qualify for the 2021 AFCON. And the introduction of Coach Paul, then he also convinced him again, and back he announced his return once again into the national team. But this is another moment. This is his second game he's manning the post for the Cranes in this year's AFCON. The first game he couldn't, and the second game he was in the post. This time round he also finds himself in the post, but things looks more of it will be very difficult for him to continue. He has earned his respect in the national team. He has paid his dues. He's done a lot for the Cranes. And also,
I'm not cutting you, but it seems he's putting back his his boots on. And he seems he wants to continue.
Yeah, if he continues, I think it will be good for the Ugandans. He's got the experience, and even arranging his back line is one of the most important things he will do to help the national team. So, I mean, he's done a lot, and it seems very difficult for the Ugandans to make it into the next round. So this might be his last AFCON once again, because definitely he will retire for the second time after this competition. It will be very difficult for him to come back into the national team, and even currently he's already part of the technical team.
Interesting bits there, and Uganda will restart play from the free kick. Few meters away from the 18-yard box. A cross comes in, but fails to find any targets. And Nigeria will restart play with a goal kick. In the other game between Tunisia and Tanzania, it's still 0-0. So Nigeria leads the table with 9 points from a possible 9. They've won. If it stays the same, they will be doing a 3 out of 3 from the group stage. Calvin Bassey, the ball back to Ogbu and the defensive half. Ogbu skips past one into the center circle. Ogbu again, but goes back to Abilibioso. Turning inside, finds Calvin Bassey on the left-hand side. Calvin Bassey, a long one into the middle there, and Bashir inside the penalty area. Samuel Chukwueze couldn't get onto the pass. A nice defensive play there, and a shove at the back, and it will be a foul for Uganda. Kayondo Aziz has been brought down by Dei Bashiru, and Uganda have a free kick here. That was a shove right at the back of Kayondo. Ben, 38 minutes of play. Nigeria 1, Uganda 0.
Yes, Frank, it's been an interesting game so far. Nigeria started slowly, but they've gradually reasserted themselves back into the game, and they are leading by a goal to 0. It's not a surprise with the kind of chance that they've been creating in the last 15 minutes of the game. Moses Simon, Samuel Chukwueze trying to work something out from the flanks, but it's not been a success so far. And then Nachi being able to get the 1 goal so far is good for them. Victor Osimhen is still pressing. I could see that he's eager to get a goal, to get his name on the score sheet, but unfortunately he's not been able to do that. I hope and pray that they're bringing a dominant one for Nigeria. In terms of ball possession, they are leading by 65%, while Uganda are trailing by 35%. Total shots, Uganda have 3, Nigeria have 3. Then shots on targets, Nigeria have been registered 2, one resulting in a goal. And then Uganda not being able to register shots on targets so far. All the chances that they've gotten, they are not able to find shots on targets. So for big chances created, Nigeria, the big boys, have once again shown their quality. 2 chances created, and then Uganda are yet to create one. And in terms of corner kicks, they have 1 each. And then you look at here, 1 for Nigeria, and then none for Uganda.
Across into the box, finds Osimhen. By the danger has been successfully dealt with by the Ugandans. And Oyango limping, but he still refused to come off Krobia.
Yeah, I can't really tell what the problem actually is, but clearly you can see he feels some discomfort, but I don't know why he's still in between the 2 sticks. I don't know, maybe from the technical bench they will know what is actually wrong with him, and he also knows the reason. So I don't know why they are still keeping him in the post. If there is another opportunity, another player who is available who can also come into, affect the game for the Ugandans. And I don't know what is actually the problem that it's becoming very difficult for them to, get him off the post.
Well,
but
seems,
this time
his time is done here. He will definitely come off. And Alba, Uganda coming into the game, it was obviously going to be difficult for them to get past this Nigerian team. But after some 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes of play, they were actually in the game until the goal came. Do you think it's all over now for Uganda?
I think it's early days yet. We have about 60 more minutes to play. If you call them off now, it might be a surprise to you that they might go back or come back in the second half and pull a surprise. So I think it's early days yet. Let's wait till the final blast of the whistle before we can at least call them off. I think Oyongo is still trying to show some sportsmanship in there. He wants to, as it were, finish the first 45, then continue on, let someone also come in for the other 45.
I think can't be happening.
I think that is it happens all the time in other games. Yes, he's injured. You can still wait for. You have just 5 minutes to end the first 45 for a next substitution to come in.
You think if they get him into the dressing room, the medics can actually use the 15 minutes to get him fit before the second half. So I understand why he doesn't want to come up, but your team is actually desperate to find all 3 points here.
But the sub goalkeeper that is coming is not guaranteed to, as it were, provide them with all 3 points they need. So he just has to be in the post, make sure that he doesn't concede. And I'm sure once he's gone down twice on the field of play,
maybe the third one,
not the third one, but in the next 45, I'm sure we are going to see the change. Because I'm sure once he's gone down twice, they wouldn't wait for the third or fourth to give him or to make that needed change. They'll change after first half.
Well, he might be all right, and he's carrying on. Calvin Bass heads the ball away. Bao find the set of a Ugandan player. Baogbo. Very good defensive header finds Osimhen. Osimhen, a nice pass to Ali Biosi on the right-hand flag. Checks back across into the box. Moses, someone of the shot. What a block. But Abioso again finds Samuel Chukwueze across into the 18-yard box. Another defensive header away by the Ugandans. Throwing their bodies on the line, and Ugandan straight to the attack here. Referee blows for a foul by Calvin Bassey on Piazzo. Deep inside the half of the Ugandans. Bobosi Barahina behind the ball sends a long one into the path of the Nigerians. Is that a foul? Yes, referee whistles a foul. Referee whistles for a foul for Uganda, just close to the penalty area of the Nigerians. Alibioso brought down Omedi, and the players, Ugandan players, in a chit chat there on who to strike the ball. Ben, do they go for a straight kick here or a cross into the box?
I've not seen the cross that they've had from the set pieces. They've not been able to find a target. So if they have someone who have very good shooting and capability, I think that will help. I don't know if they have such quality, and the distance in which the ball is placed, I don't know. Okay, it's closer to the edge of the box. I believe if they have someone with that shooting capabilities, it will be able to result in a goal.
Well,
but yeah, if they're able to get someone of that quality.
Dennis Omedi and Matuyaba Travis behind the ball, and with Omedi already having a hand in all goals. That's like a choke right there inside the penalty area, but the referee is having none of that. Talking to the players, Ikpiazu and Paul Onuachu. The referee making sure that they stick to the rules of the game. Dennis Omedi will be counting his stars here. Referee whistles. Dennis will strike one back straight into the wall. A strike, but well blazed over the bar. Bobose and Dennis Omedi failed to make good use of the chance there. 4 minutes of added time to be played. And it's still Nigeria leading by 1-0. And they have already secured qualification to the round of 16. Chasing for the title, the last one in 2013 when they beat Burkina Faso. They were runners up in 2023 when they lost 2-1 against Ivory Coast after going 1-0 up on the night. Calvin Bassey is down, but his teammates will continue with play. Samuel Chukwueze on the left-hand flank. Ibioso, a long one finds Deli Bashiru. Back to Ogbu. Ogbu sends it to Calvin Bassey in defense. Bruno on the left-hand side finds Simon. Simon back to Calvin Bassey, and will go back to the goalkeeper Uzoho. Uzoho finds Ogbu, trying to call the Ugandans to attack and win the ball so that they find the spaces behind them. Chukwueze. Ogbo once again into the middle finds Chukwueze. Chukwueze finds Calvin Bassey. Bassey still with the ball, and will go back to his goalkeeper Uzo. Straight back to Ogbo. Ogbo sends a long one, finding Moses Simon. Back. Nice defensive play there by Kenneth Semokula. And Oyango will clear his lines. Uganda on an attack here, but Bruno clears his lines, and it will be a throw-in for Uganda, for Nigeria. Ipiazo in a battle with the Nigerian defense, but he failed and he came short at that moment. Bruno will restart play with the throw-in. A long one finds a Ugandan shirt and they'll clear their lines. But Moses Simon. Osimhen lays one to Moses Simon, but it was too long and it's out of play. Almost 3 minutes of added time played, and Eric Chesel having quite a lot with the referee. His team is on their way to secure, and they have already qualified though, but they are making a statement here. They are making a statement to the other big boys out there that watch out, Nigeria, we are not here to play. Nigeria still with the ball. Chukwueze. Back to Obu Clares. Straight into Paul Unoa Chukwueze. Back to Ogbu. Calvin Bassey will receive the ball. A long pass, searching for Chukwueze. Can he pick? Good control there, and he's been brought down. A foul in the deep half of Uganda. Kayando Aziz couldn't let the man go after losing the ball. He launched into a tackle and brought down Samuel Chukwueze, and Nigeria will have an offensive free kick close to the penalty area of Uganda. Nigeria trying to end the half on a high note here.
Of course, they are trying to. It was, to me, it was a good attempt by bringing Chukwueze down, because had it not been for that infringement, it would have gone way into the opponent half and trying to, as it were, punish the Ugandan national team. But I think that the 4 minutes of additional time is all up, and Nigeria have another chance to make an incursion into the game by getting a second goal. But I hope that
a cross comes in.
I hope it stays like this for the first 45 minutes. Then Uganda can go back to the second half, come back.
Uganda on their own attack here, but ball cleared to safety by the Nigerian defense elbow. And referee Jindo Lewis will bring the first half to a close here. Nigeria going into the break with a 1-0 lead against Uganda. Nigeria on their way to the round of 16, and Uganda, if it stays this way, will be saying bye-bye to the competition. Ben, 45 minutes ended here with Nigeria leading by 1-0.
Nigeria, as you expected, to be leading at the end of the 45 minutes, and they've lived up to the expectation. It's unfortunate that some of the players, Victor Osimhen, expected him to have a goal so that second half he could be rested for the other or upcoming matches. But unfortunately, he's not been able to score. And so I don't know what the plan would be going into the second half for Eric, if you sub him before it starts, or allow him to play 10-15 minutes before he subs him off. I think collectively it's been good for them. If you are having 9 change overhaul of your team, 9 players overhaul, and you're able to play like this, then it gives you hope that going into the knockout stages, if you are unable to get some of your key players, in terms of you lose them to injuries or cuts, it will help you that you have some players that you could count on going into the knockout stages. We've seen all the top nations are proving, giving us top quality football, and so if we're going to meet the likes of Senegal, Morocco, Egypt, Burkina Faso, and then the rest, the big boys, I believe that you should be prepared to have your starting players and then your fringe players ready to give up their best. So the first half, it's been good for Nigeria. For Uganda, they started very well, pushing for the opener, but because they didn't have clinical finishers, their chance that they created, they were not able to bury them, and then that led to they not being able to score. But coming into the second half, if it's not 2 but just 1, if Nigeria adds 1 and it gets to 2-0, then I believe that maybe it might be over for Uganda. But if Uganda are able to get the equalizer before the end of the game, then I think that will give them the chance of probably pulling up an upset. But as it stands, I see Nigeria winning the game.
Well, and Ismail Gabi penalty has put Tunisia ahead in the other game. So it's actually become very, very difficult for Uganda to qualify here if it stays same. It's Tunisia 1, Tanzania 0 as they go into the half with a 1-0 lead. And Krobia, it's not an actual full Nigerian squad, but they've had troubles even with their full squad. The fans at home, pundits have actually slammed Eric Chesel for some of his substitutions and stuff. Have they convinced you that they can go all the way just like they did in Ivory Coast?
Rightly so, because they've showed that they have a strong squad, depth in terms of quality as well. And if you are to compete with the very best of teams, you need an expansive squad with quality within. And that is what the Nigerians have shown us currently. Because looking at the players they've paraded for this particular encounter, and those on the bench clearly tells you they also have the quality and the depth. And yesterday, the Egyptians made almost 11 changes against the Angolans, and we all saw the outcome. It was a very strong side once again, their second string side against a full house Angolans, and they drew that particular game. So it clearly tells you the kind of quality these teams also are having in this competition, and Nigeria trying to also prove their worth when it comes to quality and depth, and also a strong squad in the competition. They have shown it. So far, I've been convinced with the performance of the Nigerians, because I wasn't expecting them to have even gotten the first goal against the Ugandans, because of how the Ugandans were coming into this particular game, no win, and having at the back of their mind that a win for them progresses them into the next stage of the competition. And Nigeria can never do them any better favor than to make such a huge, changes. But they have not been able to utilize the opportunity given by the Nigerians, especially the coach, Eric, who has made these substitutions to work for the Nigerians. But the Ugandans have not been able to, take any meaningful out of it. They are still struggling to make amends. And in this competition, we know them. They have not been able to score more than a goal. But the only interesting thing is that they've been scoring in each and every game that they've played. They scored against Tunisia, and they also had one against Tanzania. And all these goals were registered in the second department of the game. They are yet to score a first half goal. So things are, looking quite good, that in the second department, they might at least register a goal. But whether they will find the second goal and or more to score the 3 important points, that is another hurdle for them to climb, and it will be very difficult for them, because they've not scored 2 goals in this competition so far as the group games are concerned. So it is a very difficult one, how they will be able to do that against this Nigerian side. The technical team and the players themselves will have to go back to the drawing board, have some good thoughts and plans in this 15 minutes break, come back and effect all the chances and the opportunities that might come on their way in the Nigerians' 18-yard box, because you cannot be hoping of getting the qualification against this Nigerian side where they have also taken the lead, and you have 2 chances, you miss them all. It will be very difficult. And also going into the second half, there are players, these key players, will be given another opportunity again. Some will be given 10 minutes, some will be given 15 minutes. So they should even expect a stronger side Nigeria, especially after we've done with 60 minutes, approaching the 70 and onwards. These players might come on to also have some minutes and shape themselves up for the proper knockout phases game. So I think Nigeria currently will be a tough nut for the Cranes to crack, and it will be very difficult for them to secure all 3 points at the end of the entire proceedings to make it into the next round of the competition. I foresee rather the best they could do is at least managing a draw to, just say goodbye to the AFCON 2025 in Morocco.
Well, there is Morocco, South Africa, Algeria, Egypt, and Tunisia, Nigeria will be joining them. Are we in for, Ben, are we in for a cracker here? And we saw these kind of games in the round 2 of the group stages when the big guns came head to head against themselves. But it wasn't too much of the nicest games you would want to watch. But you say it was the group stages they were trying to, heat up and get into the tournament. But now it's everything at stake here. You lose, you are going home. So you'd want to bring your A game and all of your best tactics here. Are we in for a cracker? Looking at the teams that are already qualified. Nigeria are already there. And Tunisia having, led 1-0 at halftime, they are almost there. Even though there will be some minnows like Sudan thereabouts, they are going to be like a very big competition between these top guns.
Definitely a cracker going to the knockouts stages. One of the games at the group stages that caught my attention most, and I really loved the game, the quality of it that was displayed in that game, that South Africa against Egypt. It was an end-to-end game. I really loved it. Attacking, defensively, midfield, almost every player on the pitch gave up their best, and you could see that these teams or the players of these top teams are ready and prepared to give up their best. And so going to the knockout phases, yes, all these big teams have shown that they are ready to beat any team that comes up against them. So we are really, really eager to see how these top teams face up against each other when they meet in the knockout stages. Maybe from the quarterfinal going, that's when we see the top guns meeting each other. And I believe that with the quality of football they've given us in the group stages, I believe that going forward into the knockout stages, we are in for some big games to look up to. DR Congo-Senegal was another top game that was very tight, but also gave us, it ended in a draw. But you could see that both teams displayed very top-notch quality in terms of play. So yeah, going to the knockout phases, the big nations have proven that they are prepared, and we wait to see how it will pan out when those two nations or those top nations meet each other.
Well, it's still the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations live right here at the GhanaWeb TV studios. And today's match is Nigeria against Uganda. Nigeria currently leading 1-0 against Uganda. And in the other game, Tunisia are also leading 1-0 against Tanzania. It's halftime here, and we'll be back after the second half begins.
To win this game, but like I said at my first press conference, the first game is for the intensity and aggressivity, the second game is for the tactical choice, and the third game for the mathematics. So we don't need to do some mathematics, we just need to try to project us on the next round, but we want to win.
Thank you. The next question in the back.
Hi, my name is Victor Modomo, Zero Sport. Captain, I have this question. Just help us put it in perspective. A lot of national teams come and go, players play for Nigeria, but we don't really get to ask them on the spot while they play what it means to wear the green, white, green, to defend the badge for Nigeria. Help us just put it in perspective, what it means to you to be a Super Eagles player, to wear the green, white, green, and play for Nigeria, what it means. And coach, please, just to confirm, Victor Osimhen seemed to have struggled in the last game after coming off for a bit of treatment. Is Victor Osimhen fit for the Uganda game?
It is a great honor to play for Nigeria. It is a great honor to represent Nigeria, over 200 million citizens. It is absolutely, for me, I think it's a privilege to be here because we have so many great players back home. And to represent Nigeria is like a great deal, you know. Like I'm really privileged to be here, to be part of this team, this great squad, and I always try my best to give everything for the team also. So I would say it's a great privilege to be here, and every player wants to be in a national team, but even the younger players, when they watch, they look up to us. I was once there looking up to the great players like Mikel Obi and the rest. So my dream also was to be part of it. So being here is really a privilege to be part of it, and I'm really honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Here in front. No, he's fit. Like all the players.
Bonjour. Bonjour coach, comment allez-vous? Eric Mamrud de RFI, ça va? Si vous pouviez nous expliquer en français quels sont vos objectifs personnels sur cette rencontre, le Nigeria étant déjà assuré d'être premier, vous êtes déjà qualifié, vous avez montré déjà de très belles choses. Donc, à quoi il peut vous servir? À faire reposer des joueurs, à donner la chance à d'autres, à travailler des choses en particulier? Enfin, ça m'intéresse de savoir un petit peu qu'est-ce que vous aimeriez voir et travailler.
Bah écoutez, comme j'ai répondu en anglais, c'est un match voilà, qu'on est en train de préparer. On a un dernier entraînement ce soir. J'ai 2-3 équipes dans ma tête par rapport à ma projection sur le reste du tournoi. Peut-être rotation, peut-être pas. Voilà, ce que j'ai envie, c'est de mettre la meilleure équipe à ce moment-là. Voilà, j'ai envie de travailler des choses. Et surtout, ce qui nous a un petit peu manqué sur le 3e match, c'est-à-dire dans les 15 dernières minutes, c'est-à-dire un petit peu plus de concentration. Donc non, pour ce match, on va être très concentré. Et puis peut-être essayer de faire évoluer mon système de jeu. Je sais pas, je suis encore dans la réflexion. J'ai encore cette dernière séance d'entraînement, mais en tout cas, quoi qu'il arrive, c'est qu'on aura un état d'esprit vert, comme je le dis souvent, donc on va rester sur ça.
Left side here.
Yes. Good morning, Coach. Victor Ademola from Nigeria. Looking at the tiebreaker for the group, it seems like we won the group already, regardless of the outcome in the game against Uganda, because we topped the group with 6 points. Would that inform your decision going into the next game against Uganda? And also, do you have any injury concern in the team, from the goalkeeper department to the forward? Thank you.
So there is no injury, so just a little pain for Stanley, for Frank, and Victor, but they can play. They want to play, and yes, we will see in the training session.
We are back here at the GhanaWeb TV studios for the second half of the game between Nigeria and Uganda. Nigeria leading by 1-0, and Uganda, with what's at stake here, they've decided to make some changes, with Mutaba Travis going off, referee waiting to blow the whistle, and Nigeria will also make their changes. Eric Chesel trying to refresh his pack as they gear up for the knockout stages. Nigeria will restart the second half. And finally, the changes we've all been expecting. Dennis Oyango is replaced by Salah. He's taking over the captain's armband, and he will lead the Ugandan team to stage a comeback against the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Ben, the changes?
Yeah, you would expect Eric to make changes to the squad, as you know, expecting that some of the key players may be rested for the subsequent matches. But I hope that these changes will help them in terms of help them controlling the game, because the Ugandans will be coming in with the idea of getting the equalizer.
And Uganda straight from kickoff are attacking the Super Eagles. And in the other game, Tanzania have equalized, and it's 1-1 there. It's 1-1 in the game against Tunisia and Tanzania. A cross into the box and brilliantly defended. Uganda trying to equalize here. And that was a very good interception there from Bruno. A little bit, I think, offside there. Desi Mukwala is in also. The former Asante Kotoko player. That was very close. Was that a touch? Timely interception there.
Timely, very, very timely.
But I think it's offside though.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have counted, but that was an excellent bit of defending there.
Yeah, so as I was saying, they are coming into the second half with the idea of getting the equalizer and then possibly hanging on with that result or getting the winner to boost their chance of qualifying to the round of 16. Nigeria still maintains some of their key men in the game. Samuel Chukwueze, Simon, Victor Osimhen, my man that I'm campaigning for him to be sacked off as soon as possible. But it seems he is not ready to be sacked off. I'm hoping to get a goal before he goes off in the game. But yeah, expect Uganda, as they are doing so far, as they've been doing in the first almost 2 minutes, they've been the dominant side in the game. Expect them to put on that pressure and pushing for the equalizer. And if they get it, hopefully the morale will be back in terms of getting the winner and then qualify. But I think a draw will be fair to both sides, so that Uganda will be hoping that the other results will favor them, and then in terms of the third best place teams being among them to qualify.
And Nigeria have a history of sitting back and letting the opponent take control. In the last 2 games against Tanzania and Tunisia, they suffered same fate when they sat for Tunisia to almost peg them back at 3-3. Steven Desi Mukwala is in for Omedi, and Okello is also in for Travis Mutiaba. Krobia, you could see that Coach Potu is clear what he wants here. He wants to go all in.
Well, clearly, this half, there is nothing he's supposed to, effect than to make changes. And making the changes, we all know he has attacking players available on the bench, and these attackers are supposed to also come on to effect the game. Having Stephen Desi Mukwala, he's one striker who worries the defense of the opposing so well, and we've known him in the Ghana Premier League. He's got a skill to take on players. He's got a skill to dribble past players, and this is what he also bring on board for the Cranes, especially in this particular time. Now they've thrown in a lot of attackers to, get the equalizer as soon as possible to also find the needed goal that will yield them other 3 important points. As I already said, it's not going to be an easy task at all for them to, to make. It will still be a difficult one for them to, beat Nigeria at the end of it all.
It's a corner kick for Nigeria. And behind the ball is Samuel Chukwueze. A cross comes in, ahead. Oh, what a chance! Awaziem couldn't bury the ball with the goal gaping right before him. And this coverage is sponsored by Ursula's Enterprise. They deal in generator sets, water pumps, drilling machines, compact tractors, wheelbarrows, and the stuff. If you want to contact them, this is their number: 020-300-5498 or 0248-169258. Or you can email them at ursulasense1979@gmail.com. They are located at Dragano at Porsche Hotel or Bridge near 69 American House, Medina Taxi Rank. They are our sponsors for this coverage. And Nigeria, an attack here. Simon finds Osimhen by his header. Coded, a shot comes in and it's well wide of the right post. Bruno with a short bar just goes whisker off the right post, and Uganda will have a goal kick. That was there for the taking. Chukwueze found the number 10, a very nice cross by Osimhen, couldn't rise to head the ball into the net. It fell to Bruno and his left-footed shot just well wide of the post. Uganda, Uzoho, calmly, will start an attack at the right-hand side. Excellent play there by Uganda. Nice defensive play. Upiezu Bano Ogbu clears his lines. And Uganda will attack once again. Uganda down the left-hand flag, number 11 man. A cross comes inside the box, Bauzo.
Frank, I think Nigeria have already qualified, but from what they are playing, they are not really contenders of the tournament.
Trophy.
Yes, they are not anywhere close to contenders, because from what they are playing, from how I see them play, they are really struggling. They are really struggling even to keep
possession of the
ball and even hold on to their own victory. They are really struggling. I don't see Nigeria progressing to the final. I don't really see Nigeria doing that. Yes, they might have individual brilliance in there, but I don't see that taking them far. Because if the coach should sub Osimhen now, Nigeria will be in trouble, because he's being the block that is hindering the Ugandans from attacking more. So should he take Osimhen out, it means that yes, the danger man is out. Then let's go
out on
all
their
out.
shells.
Yes, but once he's still in there, they are very cautious of how they go on attack, because once they go and they are caught on the break, yes, they have an Osimhen back to punish them. So Uganda is really holding on to Osimhen very well in the game. I think the Nigerian coach Eric should vary the tactics and see how best he can introduce fresh limbs to come help Osimhen. Then as they get momentum into the game, then he takes Osimhen out. Then they also gel with the other team members.
Well, it's a little over 8 minutes from the start of the second half, and it seems Uganda are actually having to stamp authority on the game. And like I said earlier, it's become a trajectory for Nigeria. Once the second half begins, they tend to sit back, or I don't know how to call it, Krobia.
Yeah, this is something even the captain for the side, Wilfred Ndidi, spoke about during the press conference, because what they did against the Tunisians, it was a lesson to them, and this is something they shouldn't go on to repeat it. And I've not seen them, I mean, in this very half. It's early days yet in the second department of the game, so they can't be panicked though, and they are only leading by a lone goal to nil. We've not seen them performing better as compared to what they've been doing so far as their first half of action comes to play. In the second half, sometimes it becomes very difficult for them to match up with the first half performance they've been given. That is another thing going forward. they need to, change that scope. And I think that going forward, they will learn out of that, especially the Tunisians gave them that presence, or they announced something different they were just overriding upon. That, hey, going forward, they should be very, very wary and cautious about how they approach their second half of the game. So this match will serve as the first encounter, having let 2 second halves, having put them under a lot of pressure. This another time they will show what they have under their sleeves so far as their second department of the game is concerned, especially going into the knockout phases. That is where they will be, very, very careful about how they go about their second half games.
Well, we will see how Nigeria will fare in the subsequent games during the second half. It's 55 minutes of play and Nigeria still lead by 1-0. But it's a red card for Uganda, and it's actually become even bigger. And it's unbelievable. You can understand why Dennis Oyango was refusing to get subbed, and Paul Pot is in disbelief there. His backup goalkeeper, Salim, who replaced the injured Dennis Oyango with just a little over 10 minutes of play, has been sent off. Shocking display here. Krobia, we called for this substitution.
Yeah.
And what was he thinking?
Ooh.
What was he thinking, man?
Basic. Just basic.
What was he thinking? What was going through his head?
Basic application of every single goalkeeper. Just to know this. You are outside the 18-yard box. Do not touch the ball, goalkeeper Salam. And he's let down his country big time. Big time. In a difficult situation where they are gradually trying to, maintain composure, find some confidence, build upon a certain spirit that would probably, get the equalizer and also find what the other minutes could do for them. Here comes a goalkeeper who has, let every single basic lessons as a goalkeeper behind him. And he has depicted this, unfortunate situation. It's very difficult one for the Ugandans to take now. Now, it's all over. It will be very difficult. It's all over. Even with equal men, how was the performance like? And now they will be doing the entire minute with a man down, and that will play on the advantage for the Nigerians once again. So this will even ease certain pressure upon Coach Eric to make any hasty changes again. These players will enjoy themselves, and it's another opportunity for some of these Nigerian players to also justify what they have under their sleeves, especially those who have not been key actors for the Nigerians in terms of their starting spot. This is another opportunity. They've been showing in the first half, and going forward with a man down, this is where other players will also be given opportunities again. There are other players on the bench who have not even seen minutes. And I think with this, Coach Eric will give such players the opportunity to also come and have a feel of the game.
Baba Alassa is replaced by Alioze, and you were against the substitution. I can say that this is your stone. I'm giving you your
right,
stone.
Certainly.
You were against the substitution, and look at what he's coming to do. He was way out of his box, and there was no way he had to use his hand to save that ball.
Of course, you, like Robbie was saying, as a goalkeeper, once you get out of your 18 box, once you get onto the pitch, you are no more a goalkeeper, you are considered a player. So all your body counts except your hand. So you could have used his head, you get it, try to use his head to save the ball, move it to the other side of the pitch, then the players will chase the ball, but he tried to use his hand. And the annoying part was he ballooing the ball after the referee whistled.
I think he knew that his time was done.
Because if it would have, the referee would have even been padding him, let's say a yellow card. You get it, but ballooing the ball outside, it means that, like
Yeah,
fast
I
and
mean,
you get it. So it's very, very it's disheartening seeing him replacing the experienced Oyango, then thinking that Uganda had faith in him,
Africa
coming
comes in.
coming
Samuel
into
Chukwueze.
balloon the ball. Look at what Chukwueze did after the first 45, gone to the dressing room to apply lipstick, lip balm to come onto the pitch. You see, it's football. It's football, but you had the opportunity to either pass the ball or slot the ball into the net. Then you balloon the ball with all these antics on your face, which does not play on the field of play. You get it? So I think that if Nigeria want to make a mark in this tournament, they should really, really be careful of how they approach the games, because had it not been for this red card and Uganda were at least 3 points into this tournament, would have changed the situation of this game, because right now they know that everything is lost, all hopes are lost, but there's no coming back for them in this game. So Nigeria, like Krobia was saying, they should enjoy the game now, 61 minutes. There's no need for them pressing or giving pressure to score more goals. You are already having 9 points already. You lead the group. Just enjoy the game.
And Nigeria with the second there. Onyedika puts Nigeria 2-0 ahead. It's 2-0 against Uganda, and it's a tough mountain here for Uganda. There's no coming back from this. Chukwueze found Onyedika, and his shot went through the legs of Alionzi, who just came to replace.
I don't know if the Alionzi should have even faked an injury for not even coming in, because I'm sure he's coming in. I'm sure he's going to be with the West. I'm sure if he doesn't take it, will take more than 3.
The first shot to deal with just went through his legs. That was unfortunate. Onyedika with a drive there just went through the legs of Alionzi.
I don't know, but we've watched different games. We've seen some of the countries play good football, but I'm not really enjoying this Nigeria and Uganda game as compared to the previous ones that have gone by. You get it? If Nigeria is to meet bigger opponents, as it were, the Moroccans, the Algerians, and the other ones, then they'll come to the party, knowing well that, yes, we are going to meet the big guys. Because if you watch Ivory Coast and Cameroon play the last time, it was an end-to-end action. And I'm not sure if Nigeria is to meet them, they can play like this. It's going to change altogether. That is where we will see the real men who are ready to play for their country.
I mean, but others will also say that once the going gets tough, they will come to the party. Osimhen through with a ball. Osimhen! Too many touches there, Osimhen. He was offside anyway, but that was too many touches, Krobia.
Yeah, clearly it was an offside, and it was a very well-read game. Look at his position before he finally finds himself in the 18-yard box. But I think the technique and the power behind the ball was too heavy to have gotten to the goalkeepers earlier than Osimhen could, had a touch on.
Well, Uganda are still not giving up. The attack breaks down, and Nigeria again will start play from the back. Bruno, a long one, finds Samuel Chukwueze, the man with the lip balm. Chukwueze inside the center circle sends one back to Onyedika. Onyedika to Deshi Bashiru. Bashiru back to Chukwueze again, but he's lost the ball. Referee calls for a foul on Samuel Chukwueze by Ikpiazo. Chukwueze lost the ball, but referee came to his rescue. That was a stamp on the foot. Ikpeazu is a lucky man there, as the referee has decided to keep his cards in his pockets. That's easily a yellow card. And
He'll be shown.
he's been given the yellow card there, because that was a bad challenge on Samuel Chukwueze.
A right call from the referee.
And he will be missing the next match if... Please. Why are you guys laughing?
You'll be missing the next match in the next tournament. Not probably in the next tournament.
There could be a Romotanda.
Oh, what Rotanda will be?
Please.
What Rotanda will be?
Come back. Use the normal comeback for them, please.
Wow. Nigeria gets their third. A 3-0.
Disaster.
And Onyedika gets his brace. Samuel Chukwueze once again went past his man, sent the ball into the box, and Onyedika with nobody attacking him. Glides a short pass, Alionzi, and the cameraman, I don't know why.
He went for the goalkeeper.
I don't know why he's panning onto Alionzi. I mean, it's not his fault.
Not at all.
He could do little about this shot though.
Yeah.
But it became very easy for the Nigerians, and Chukwueze again going past his man and getting his second assist of the game. He was left unmarked down the left-hand side. Easily skipped past. That is called what? Gagio. Two defenders and Onyedika.
Yeah, proper midfielders finish from Onyedika. He was one of the fine young midfielders around, playing his straight in the Belgian league for Club Brugge. He's now had the opportunity to, start games for the Super Eagles because of the presence of Wilfred Ndidi, then Frank Onyeka. So he's the next in line after Ndidi, then Onyeka, and today happens to be his turn to also showcase what he has under his sleeves for the Super Eagles, and he has been a delight to watch, especially in this particular half.
And was it a Senegal player that was complaining that they couldn't whip or batter an average team? Because he was saying once you meet the average teams, you need to show them that you are on top, and that's exactly what Nigeria is doing. They are sending a warning to the other big guns out there that we are, like they call themselves, the giants of Africa.
Yeah, rightly so, because you beat them, you send a statement out there for any other opposition that may come on your way. And I think it's good, especially when they are scoring. It's good to score more goals to, scare the next opponent. The moment you score more, the opponent also changes their mentality coming up against you. A lot they will do because they know how proficient your attack is. And I think it's of good sign for the Nigerians, looking at how they've been scoring goals and also not conceding that many.
And like we complain about Nigeria, always on the back foot during the second half, they've actually changed their play here and they've gone all blazing in this second half. Scored twice in the space of about 69 minutes of play here. It's Nigeria 3, Uganda 0. Uganda down to 10 men. Ben, what are the stats saying?
As we could clearly see, Nigeria are in total control of the game. Almost every facet they are there showing their prowess. So in terms of the statistics, ball possession, Nigeria 68% and then Uganda 32. Total shots, we have 11 for Nigeria and then 6 for Uganda. Shots on target, Nigeria have 5 and then Uganda have none. Big chances, Nigeria have 5, Uganda have none. Corner kicks, Nigeria have 3, Uganda have 1 so far. Passes into the final third, we have 74%, as again 88% for Nigeria. And then red cards, as you know, 1 for Uganda. That has really changed the fortunes of the game. We all know how Nigeria was struggling when It was the fully fit Ugandan team until the red card incident came. The main goalkeeper had to go off, and then the second keeper came on. A very, very, very silly and naive mistake for a goalkeeper to make in this era. And then going forward we had the defensive setup. We've seen that it's completely broken, and the Nigerians are penetrating it from all angles. It's been very disappointing. I wouldn't be shocked if Nigeria have 4 or 5 goals at the end of the game, because you don't know the circumstances that led to that result or any result that will come out at the end of the game. But I don't know, after the red card, the system, the Ugandan system have completely changed. You can see that in attack, there are shots of men in attack, which is expected, but in defense, I don't see them defending in terms of that resilience that we saw them defending with initially. It was a goalkeeper that got red card. I think, was it a midfielder defender that was subbed off? I think one of them was subbed off, and then another goalkeeper comes in. So I expect the defense to put up a show. I mean, not give up. So the goals that have been scored, you see that the Onyedike's second goal, there was a chance where it was going through the defenders. There was a chance that they could have done something about it. I think by this time, it's all over for them. If something can done, it will be a miracle, but it's over for Uganda.
A lack of communication there has curtailed Uganda for getting a shot. And Steve Desi Mukwala, I remember his days as Asante Kotoko. Kobia, he gave the fans something to cheer about until he left the club.
Yeah, a fine attacker. He's one of the fine forwards who operate from the wings and also in the center forward role. He's deadly. He's got the skills. He's so swift. He's got the pace as well. So no wonder now playing straight in the Tanzanian league for Simba SC. He's one of the fine attackers around on the shores of Africa. Now having his day in Tanzania and also playing in the CAF interclub competition, the Champions League version. So I don't know, this competition proper, the AFCON, this is his first AFCON, and he has not seen a lot of minutes under his belt for the Cranes. But this is another opportunity for him he's been given back. It's rather unfortunate and difficult that they find themselves here in this situation where they will struggle to create chances for him to, to put at the back of the net. It's very difficult one. He can only put in the effort and also fight together with his other colleagues. But getting him the chances to, put at the back of the net is going to be very difficult one.
Coming up against a formidable Nigerian side, it was always going to be difficult. Nigeria showing that they would want to reclaim the trophy, the last one in 2013, when they beat Burkina Faso. Nigeria on the attack here, Moses Simon, but successfully defended by the Ugandans, and they'll go on an attack on their own. Uganda, the ball at the right hand side, will find it Piazzo. Piazzo comes up against two Nigerian defenders, but he fails to beat any of them. Bashiru will find Moses Simon. Nigeria on the attack here. Onuachu goes back to Ogbo. Ogbo sends one. And Moses Simon on the attack here. Moses Simon. And probably Moses Simon, a very good player. Knows, just like Dokuba, you know, these kind of players, sometimes the end product. A long ball comes in, and Alionze this time was up to the task, thwarting Moses Simon and coming to the rescue of Uganda here. A cross came into the box, but Alionze this time was there to parry the ball and save the blushes of its defenders. Uganda starting an attack here. Alan Okello sends the ball to Rogers Mato. A nice through ball, and Mato 1-on-1 delicate tip. What a finish! What a goal by Roger Smarto. Excellent, excellent, excellent goal there. And Mato, what a finish, what a finish, what a goal. Uganda pull one back here. What a pass.
Yeah, decisive.
I think now you'll agree with me that when I say Nigerians are not contenders in the tournament.
What a pass from Alan Okello.
Because you are leading by 3-0. Then you have barely 15 minutes to end proceedings in the second half. Then you open up for a decisive pass like this.
Excellent finish.
It was a good finish. There was no chance. There was no way he would have missed this chance. He just buried the ball past the goalkeeper.
Just 22 years of age.
And I hope we are not going to see a reverse of Nigeria, Tunisia, where they had the opportunity to equalize 2 goals. But this time, if it happens again, I'm sure they are going to go all 3 goals.
Paul Nwatu will leave the field and will be replaced by Nadi. (3-1) against Uganda, and the Nigerian fans singing and dancing the stands. Nigeria have restarted play.
I think the last 10 minutes of the game is going to be interesting because Uganda would want to bounce back. They would want to come at the Nigerians, at least trying to get another goal and see what they can get out of the Nigerians. So in the last 10 minutes, I think we are in for something different in the game.
Should Uganda do the unthinkable here, Eric Chesel will be in hot waters.
I don't think the coach should be in hot waters because he has given you all the needed tactics to be on the field. Play to instructions, but I'm not sure the coach opened up for that decisive pass to get past the defenders. It was their own effort or their own error that led to the pass that got the equalizer or got the goal for the Ugandans. So I think that the coach, he has really done his best trying to get you 3 goals. But you open up and you got yourself you gave yourself up for them to get a goal. So I think that the coach shouldn't be held responsible for whatever outcome Nigeria will get in the game.
Samuel Chukwueze, he's actually taking the game, control of the game since the second half started, and he's been rewarded by getting 2 brilliant assists, all to the same man, Onyedika. And it seemed Nigeria were on the road to a massive victory, but Roger Smarto has done the unthinkable and drawn Uganda 3-1 down here. With 12 minutes left to play plus additional time. Well, hopefully this isn't the commentator's case, but it is all done and dusted here. Uganda will and definitely will be bowing out of the tournament. And their quest to get into the knockout stages since 2019 continues. Ipiazo has been brought down and it's a foul. Awazim bringing down Ipiazo, the bulky striker. Ben Ipiazo getting all the action and giving the Nigerian defense something to think of. Even though Uganda haven't actually been playing better here, Ipiazo has been all over the place.
Yes, it's been the difference for Uganda so far, as we've seen the clinical finish that he gave us, that has giving them some sort of morale in terms of coming back into the game. We were saying something about if Uganda come back into the game, the blame will be put at the doorstep of Eric or the players. I believe Eric will be blamed, heavily blamed, because you all watched, you recited the game against Tunisia. This is a game where the team have won. In terms of game management, it's been poor. The first game, the second game against Tunisia, they were lucky. They were lucky to have walked away with that win. It was supposed to be a drawn game, because if you're a coach and then you have poor management skills, I think it will affect you along the line. We talk of Chelsea's Enzo Maresca. Chelsea will score, then they will sit back, second half, they will come, and then the game will end, they will lose. If you're a coach and you have, oh yes, if you're a coach and you have poor management skills, I think you are supposed to be blamed. He's done changes where you see that since those changes came on, you've not seen any positive in terms of impacting the Nigerians' game positively. They are still struggling to make inroads. The Ugandans seem to reassert themselves back into the game. I think if they draw this game, it will be huge. The coach will face huge criticism. But I think we shouldn't be too hard on this Nigerian team. We know the changes that they've made. Most of their starting players are not in this game. French players are playing. So if they're able to put up this performance, I think we really need to commend them. Yes, you really need to commend them. Whatever results that may be, I think Nigeria have won the game already. There's no coming back for Uganda. With being a man down, I think it's impossible. There's no impossibility in football. With the nature of the game at the moment, I think it's impossible for Uganda to come back.
It's getting heated between Osimhen and the defense of the Ugandans. Naidi was brought down, and Osimhen, as the captain, is livid that they almost injured his teammates.
Talking of Osimhen, I don't understand why Osimhen is still in the game. But made me aware how he's able to keep the defense. Not allowing the Ugandans to attack them all out. I think it's okay. But this is a key player you wouldn't want to lose in a knockout phase. So why are you still keeping him in the game? You've won it. You've won the game already.
No,
you've won the game.
He playing doesn't guarantee his absence in the next game.
No.
Yes, I accept your point that yes, you are 3 goals up.
Yeah.
Now you can decide to take him out. This is the time he can take him out. 8 minutes into the game, take him out. They are equally players that will match up Osimhen in the same position. You get it?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to keep the ball now, you take Osimhen out. You don't bring another striker. Just bring in a midfielder. You get it? You can bring Iwobi or Ndidi just to possess the ball for you. So I think it's time he bring out Osimhen so that he can get more time to relax, then get more energy for the next games, because as he's still on the pitch, then he exerts more energy trying to chase the ball, trying to make passes and assist the players. So I think that this is the time he has to bring out Osimhen, then replace him with another player. Better than that, or if not, Osimhen should not go in for certain 50-50 tackle challenges, trying to win the ball and make an incursion or assist, because the moment he does that, then he will be prone to what? A difficult or a hard tackle that will cause him missing the next match or an injury in the tournament. So I think that yes, it's time he tries to sub Osimhen for a different player. And it's like you said, it's a done deal for Nigeria. I don't see Uganda coming back. From how the Nigerians are playing, they are now controlling the game. They are not playing to the rhythm of the Ugandans, because if they try to play the speed game, then the Ugandans will come back into the game, and they've slowed down the pace. They are playing to their own rhythm. The Ugandans are following the ball from left to right, which I think that they need somebody in the middle who would own that space, just be distributing the passes for the Nigerian team to, as it were, calm the nerves of those who have been in the game for the last 84 minutes and counting.
And Uganda chasing for the equalizer. It will be another substitution from Paul Potts as he replaces Ikpiazo with Semu Gabi. Jude Semu Gabi will replace Ikpiazo with just 5 minutes left on the clock. And the Ugandans, they know it's a done deal, but they are enjoying the tournament. They are cheering up their boys. They've given their all. It's unfortunate that they had to go into the group with some of the giants of this continent, in Tunisia and Nigeria.
Of course, in such games, when you are a fan and you are able to get your way to the tournament, yes, you are happy because your team is there. But once the team is out, you are not playing, so you are not that sad because you are there to enjoy. You are there to have fun.
Enjoyment.
You get it. It's like you'd want to go to Morocco, you want to go to the AFCON. The AFCON is here, you've gone. Now your country is out.
Yeah.
You don't want to come back. You want to stay till the tournament ends. How you get your place around the tournament, you get your place around the Morocco, it's now left to you. You get it. And I wouldn't be surprised. The change we've been waiting for,
well,
it's here now.
Adam Sako replacing Victor Osimhen. He comes off with applause from the stands, from the Nigerian fans.
So Ben, I think now you can relax and enjoy. Osimhen is out. So let's just relax. Osimhen is out for you. He's safe now.
I'm relaxed now.
With just 2 minutes left to play, Osimhen is off. And Adams Ako is in. Eric Chazelle giving his star player a rest for the tough games ahead.
Yes, I think Adam is one of the players who are also excited supporters and also played so well for Nigeria. Their first 2 games, it was all over the place. Together with him, Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen, that has been Nigerians' front 3 in this time competition. And I think he has done so well. He needs some time to also, put himself up for the next encounter. And a rest for Victor Osimhen is very difficult. He was on the field because of personal glory. They had wanted to, see him find a score, be on the score sheet. If nothing of this, then why was he still on the field of play? Because it's more of a personal glory. He should still find the back of the net. But that would depend on how the moment will come. Because even in the last AFCON, he played all the games to the grand finale. He scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
From group stage 1 to the grand finale. But he scored 1 goal at the end of the tournament. So I think he is one important player for the Nigerian team and giving him enough time to rest, because this is a player coming from the Turkish league. We've known him playing in the Champions League, playing the Turkish league and also the Turkish Cup. So he has played a lot of games and he needed time to, rest. And this is another moment. I think he's supposed to be taking off quite a longer time than this.
But with Nigerian progression into the knockout stages, he will have minutes to get another goal in the tournament. And like he's shown over the years, Osimhen, one of the dangerous strikers of this generation. He's done it in Italy and now doing it in Turkey. Chelsea fans were calling for Osimhen, but unfortunately he extended his stay with his Turkish-based club. And it's a yellow card. Was it an arm? Yes, an arm to the face of Mukwala. And the referee had no choice but to hand the yellow card to Awaziem. He shuffled it back nicely today with Calvin Bassey and Mato, with 22 years of age, captain the Ugandan side. That was his 7th international goal. He had 6 goals previously, and that is 7th international goal. 4 minutes of added time to be played. The 90 minutes is all up. And Uganda have 4 minutes to save themselves here, with Tunisia still drawing. They have 4 minutes to save themselves, but with Nigeria on the other side, it's going to be very difficult. They have a free kick down here. A cross comes in, and he decided to go for glory. Mato, but he goes well over the crossbar.
I think you should have tried to locate the first pole rather than going in for the second pole, because the keeper was way at the back. So once he got the ball to the first pole, would have gotten the keeper way behind, trying to stretch to as well get the ball out. But he went in for the last pole, which didn't go well for him. It's 3 minutes to regulation, 90 plus additional minutes. It's almost a done deal for Nigeria. I don't see the Uganda coming back, but Nigeria should really go back, watch their previous games, then study the opponents that they will be playing in the round of 16 very well. I'm sure that is where we are going to see the Osimhen proper, because that is where he is going to come to the party with all the antics of the bullying and the trying to get the ball into the opponent's goal area. So I think that it's going to be a difficult task for Nigeria should they progress to the next phase of the tournament. It is not going to be easy as they are seeing or as they are playing against Uganda. They wouldn't get that chance to be doing like that if they really are not cautious enough and they meet a bigger opponent. Then it's going to change the narrative for them in the tournament, because if they are not lucky and they are to meet Morocco in any of the games that is yet to come, then they are going to be intimidated by the fans, because if Morocco were to be playing in this fan or in this stadium, then would have seen a filled stadium to capacity there. So if they are really going to meet Morocco in the subsequent games, then they should be ready for the lightest and the intimidation and all the antics from the Moroccan national team.
Well, it's almost full time, few seconds to full time here, and Nigeria are safely through to the round of 16 as group winners. Tunisia have ended their game against Tanzania. That was almost an on goal there. Uganda will have a corner kick. That was a miscommunication, and also it's quite mad with Calvin Bassey. I think Uganda have one last chance to get a second goal from the corner here. The cross comes in and it's headed away, and it will be a goal kick for Nigeria. It's a done deal here. And Paul, referee, brings an end to the game here at the first stadium. Uganda 1, Nigeria 3. Uganda out of the tournament and Nigeria through to the round of 16. They had already qualified, but they've made a statement again that they are also one of the teams to beat. 2 goals from Onyedika and another strike from Paul Onuachu has Nigeria 3-1 up inside the game. It's full time here, Krobia. Nigeria through to the round of 16. Uganda saying bye-bye to the tournament.
Well, a good game we've watched. Nigeria being on top, and they have been able to, qualified to the round of 16 in a grand style, and they've beaten every single team in their group. They beat Tanzania, and the ultimate victory they had, that was one of the most important wins they had against Tunisia, even though they got scared in the die embers of the game where Tunisia came back to put 2 goals at the back of their net. But they were able to, amass all the 3 important points against a very good opposition, Tunisia. And they have used Uganda to climax their group stages, run. And it has been an interesting day, a good game for them, especially for Coach Eric. He has done so well for qualifying Nigeria out of the group. He made a couple of changes with regards to his starting 11, and these players were given another opportunity to also justify what they also have to offer the Green Eagles, and also some were also given their debut in the tournament. We saw Lawal making his debut also for Nigeria national team so far as the AFCON is concerned. So these are some of the young lads who are also coming up in the Nigerian national team, and going forward they would also take over from some of the aged players who wouldn't be around in the next edition also. So I think it's been all good for Nigeria, and they have repeated what they did back in 2021 in Cameroon, where they won all their 3 group stages matches and lost it out in the round of 16 against Tunisia. And they were in a blistering form, scoring teams left, right, and center before finally Tunisia got them out of the competition. Are we going to see a similar situation in this year's edition? I think they will do quite better than the 2021 edition, and we are all hoping to see Nigeria progresses. Personally, I feel for Nigeria, and they have my support. They have what it takes to match up with all the teams available in the next round of the competition. In terms of quality, they are there. What they are falling short, I must say, is maybe the coach's in-game management with regards to his changes, and also some of the selection and the plan he used to, take against other oppositions. So they have a very good squad, depth in terms of quality, and we've seen that in this particular game. Going forward, I think they will build upon this. Where things couldn't work well for them, they will go back to the drawing board. The individual players, the individual mistakes, the team's problem, the team's mistake, the technical teams where they also felt they had it wrong. So far as the 3 games in the group phase were concerned, they will also learn something out of it and prepare a proper team in the knockout phases. As Uganda, they are still in transition, trying to put up a very good team for another time. This time round, they qualified, and even qualifying is a plus for the Ugandans. They have some quite young and quite good players, partly playing on the shores of Africa for some of the big giants, and also 1 or 2 few players from the other Scandinavian countries in Europe. They were also part of the team, but they are not having all-round team that would, compete with the very best. We saw them against Tunisia and also Nigeria. It would always be very difficult for this current crop of Ugandans team or players to match up with Tunisia and, of course, Nigeria. So it's nothing like it's been bad of a tournament for the Ugandans. they've had their share, and I think that is why chunk of the supporters on who were on the field, they were, I mean, in joyous moments after they had even a consolation, because that was the moment they could also find some peace and excitement out of the game. So they've also not let themselves down. Only that they met teams who were having a lot of quality and were way apart them. So they couldn't make it into the next round of the competition. They will regroup and also see to it what the future have for them going forward in the next edition of the various qualifiers. After the World Cup, we will come back to other qualification and also the AFCON proper. There are qualifications and other they could use to, I mean, put up another formidable side for any other international competition. It's all been good and a very fantastic 90 minutes of action we've watched from both sides.
Well, it was always going to be difficult for Uganda, and Eric Chesel coming into this game, he had the pressure on him, even though he had won the last 2 games. I mean, he's won, but back at home, back in Nigeria, they weren't happy about his substitutions, how they were conceding. But do you think he's actually shut them up, but do you think this performance actually gives Eric Chesel some breathing space going ahead in the knockout stages?
I think he, as a coach, will not be happy. The only moment he will be happy is if they still stay in the tournament. That is when he will see that he is a happy man. Yep. But if Nigeria is to be kicked out of the tournament, then the critics are still important, then they still have something to say. But the only way that the coach will be happy is to see Nigeria win game by game, or better still, make an incursion or make a mark to still be in the tournament. That is when he will feel, or he will see himself as a happy man. Yes, the victory, I'm not sure, playing against Uganda, yes, every coach will think that, yes, we are Nigeria, we can win.
We need to
but
play better.
They knew that they were going to win, but not as, let's say, as difficult as they saw it, or they panned out in the 90 minutes. So I think that, yes, the coach, yes, he should still listen to the critics and work on it, try to improve upon it game by game. Then he is able to do all of that. So I think that going forward, he should look at whatever or listen to whatever they say. Then it will help him in the games that he's yet to play, to see himself as, as it were, a happy man in the tournament. Because for now, from what I said, he can only call himself a happy man when Nigeria wins the tournament, or is able to defeat some of the opponents that will come as a big guys, or a tough opponent to Nigeria. Then he will say that, yes, indeed, we've really tried our possible best to do that. Until then, I'm not sure he's going to see himself as a happy man.
Well, Krobia, the tournament brackets is almost shaping up.
Yeah.
At the picture I have, if my director will put it on the screen, on my right, there is South Africa, Morocco, Algeria, and then Nigeria. On my left, only 2 teams have qualified now, Mali, Egypt, and maybe Tunisia will be joining them. Looking at the brackets, we are in for some very interesting games because in the quarterfinals we could be seeing South Africa against Morocco in the quarterfinals if they get past the round of 16. We could be seeing Algeria against Nigeria in the quarterfinals, and if they beat even Algeria, there will be Algeria or Nigeria against Morocco, Nigeria against South Africa.
Sure. Well, I think this is all we all wanted, because we need to watch some of the very best of games in the competition. Teams with high quality of materials, teams with the pedigree in the competition, and also teams with, I mean, depth in terms of quality, and these players who are well known on the continent and also playing their trade in Europe. These are some of the national teams who will be, I mean, waiting to see coming toe to toe with. So I think it's going to be an interesting knockout phases throughout, from the round of 16 into the grand finale. We are going to witness some good games. We are going to, I mean, have some exciting moments where big teams will be meeting each other, quality players will be meeting each other, top class level coaches will be meeting each other, and it will help, I mean, promote the African football. It will also help, I mean, lure in a lot of supporters trooping into the various venues to also support their teams. I think that this will be a very, very exciting tournament, where currently we've not even had any upsets in the competitions yet.
Yes.
Currently, I don't think we've had the Comoroses, the Mozambiques, and
it's the big teams.
Yes, the big teams, and
trying to say they are the big teams of the
teams
continent.
with quality, high quality players, teams with squad depth, teams with good coaches, and I think it's been good. It's been good throughout to this particular stage. It's been good, and there are other teams where we will have the top teams also qualifying. The Cameroons, the Ivory Coast, they will all be qualifying from their groups, and of course, they will also join the route. So, interestingly, the next round of games, that is the knockout phases, we are going to witness some good games throughout to the grand finale, because in the group stages, the top teams with quality players and good coaches, they've put the minnows, the middle table teams, they've put them in their proper places, and they left no stone unturned in terms of securing their qualification into the next round of the competition. So that's all good for the competition, that's all good for the tournament, and I think the supporters and the fans, some of the matches we will be willing to, I mean, have a look at.
And Ben, wrap up for me your last words before. How did you see the game and the tournament brackets? I mean, at tournaments we actually see that sometimes on the right side are all the elite teams, and then at the left side you get maybe the French team. But looking at this, we are going to have, I mean, equal.
Yeah, it's because of how the group stages games shaped up. There were no upsets, no.
So there were no smaller teams who could actually get into the knockouts.
You have absolutely no chance, and that is what something they've done better.
The big teams fail to do. Like they go into tournaments, and just like Ghana, they'll go and lose to Comoros, they'll draw with Mozambique. But this time around, I think they've learned from the upset that happened over the last couple of tournaments. So once they went into this tournament, they saw everything to be a team that can beat us the big teams. So they went in well prepared, and they gave to them back to back.
Sure.
And I actually love the tournament brackets.
Maybe where we will have some of these teams, the third best teams. Definitely, we are going to have 2 or 3 teams with. But after the round of 16, they will also see their proper place, because no time at all for these teams. I mean, we need to enjoy these top national teams with quality level of players. No time for any upset whatsoever.
No, I think it's going to be interesting to see some of the third place teams make way after the round of 16, then progress to the last 8, because I'm sure, if for nothing at all, if we have about 3 teams or 4 making way to the round of 16, at least there should be one team that will make a mark to the last 8. You get it? Not all of them being kicked out after the last 16. You get it? At least there should be one team that will progress
maybe
to
the surprise package
to the last 8, then make a name for themselves. Like Krobe rightly said, we are yet to see Cameroon and Senegal and Ivory Coast all play to determine who
it's going to be crazy.
Who fits in the
Cameroon
other
goes here,
charts.
Ivory Coast goes here, Senegal. That's an insane
there is
tournament
DR
bracket.
Congo,
I think that we are in for interesting games in the round of 16. Then we are going to see who indeed really wants to lift the trophy at the end of the tournaments, because that is where you make a name for yourself. Like you rightly mentioned, if you are in the tournament, then you realize that, oh, Morocco is out, Nigeria is out, Algeria, let's say Mahrez is out, Hakimi is out, Salah is out. Then if you are Mali, then you see, oh, Bissouma, I can make it. Let's try and go to the final. Then you would want to push and get to the final. Once these big names are in there, you'll still be lingering around, trying to find your feet, play game by game. Once you get the chance, then you hit on it. So I think that, yes, we are in for some good football in the coming days. And the ones that are yet to play today and tomorrow, I'm sure we are going to experience. Probably there would be one upset somewhere. There would be one upset somewhere, but
Ethiopia with Sudan.
Oh, it will be very difficult.
I listened.
They are not there to just make up the numbers.
I listened to Ignatius, and he was saying that what happened to Sudan is what happens to every team. Was player and management banter. So once the management were able to settle whatever thing that was happening, they got the results. You get it? So it means that there was something that
was troubling the team.
Then
drawing them back.
They got that thing off. Then they got the 3 points. So it means that if it was taken care of in their previous game, then would have been better for them now with the 6 points. But I think that Ethiopia is known for that, because he has taken Ghana there, and they know him, what he can do. You get it? And he being in a group with his country and qualifying at the expense of what? His own country, Ghana. Then it tells you that there's something that he can do to salvage the situation for Sudan. So I think that it's going to be interesting in the round of 16 as the team progresses and as the game progresses. We are going to see quality football, and I am really impressed with Morocco. I've forgotten his name. Is it Kabi or
El Kabi?
El Kabi.
Yeah.
I just, when I watch their games, I'm just looking for him to give me a bicycle kick, because he has, I don't know whether that is his style, because I'm sure the tournament will end. Then we'll remember him for that 2 bicycle kicks he has produced in the tournament.
He's wanting to take up the first and second position of the best goal of the tournament.
Let's see how that pans out. But for now, that 2 bicycle kicks that he has been able to produce, I think that is making the tournament interesting. You get, so if you are going to face Morocco, then it means you should be watching out for these kind of players, not giving them opportunity like that in your half to punish you. So that is what, to me, we are going to express. And the chart that we showed on the screen, the roadmap, it's really, really interesting. It's really interesting.
Well, Ben, away from the game, some 2 minutes, talk about refereeing and the VAR. The last tournament, VAR refereeing was top. We actually showed, I'm not making a bant, but we actually showed the others that when it comes to using the VAR here in Africa, we were the best. Even though we were not the ones that produced it, we did excellently well in the last AFCON. Daniel Lai had some, banter with Traore after the Burkina game against Algeria, talking about how the Lai was against them. don't focus on like overall. How has the refereeing in the AFCON been?
It's been fairly okay for me. There has been some few controversial decisions that have been taken so far. The lie one, for instance, I don't know. I personally feel it was the right decision.
The penalty?
Yeah, I don't know. I've watched it over and over.
I mean, you had a penalty of Salah getting,
yes,
do I say points,
yes,
slapped in the,
and
not like
see,
slapped.
Is it Daily Mail? Said, I think they use a headline that Salah giving some, I don't know. It's like the infringement would never be given in any game of football.
Yeah, I mean,
in AFCON it has been.
Hugo Bruce was saying
Salah was clearly not a penalty.
Salah was even shocked that it was a penalty.
I don't know, but I don't know, the referees, some of them, the top players, when such decisions come up, they seem to be overwhelmed with
I mean, they had lost
support. Yeah, so I mean, the supporters rants, and then the kind of play, the caliber of players who get into these incidents, they seem to be overwhelmed. So I believe there are one or two. The Salah one is a typical example of one of the calls that have not augured well for the AFCON in terms of the referees officiating of the matches. So the last AFCON, Osimhen was hailing praises on us. I mean, other top European coaches, pundits were hailing praises on us with regards to how we've managed to get some decisions right when it comes to the AFCON. But this time around, there has been some few controversies. And I believe that the CAF review team will review it, call the referees, give them the feedback, then go into the knockout stages. You just showed us the roadmap to the final. It's going to be cracker. you can't have a Nigeria, Algeria, Mahrez getting into a controversial penalty decision, Salah getting into if you are getting overwhelmed with some of these decisions against big teams and then the smaller teams, then when it comes to two big nations playing, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be absolutely chaotic if such decisions are given. I hope that the CAF review team, they review all the decisions that will be taken, call the referees, give them the feedback so that going into the knockouts, because we can't, be giving us some of these decisions. Mahrez getting the Salah sort of penalty in Algeria-Nigeria game. I don't know what our brothers, just imagine the chaos and then the controversy on social media. They'll just put the whole Africa on fire in regards to social media. So please, going into the knockout phases, I believe there are some decisions. Some of them are right. The Daniel Lai one, for instance. I've had some foreign referees and pundits also agreeing with the decision. I believe that there players who are, I don't know, they are being too emotional with regards to refereeing decisions. I don't know. The last AFCON, it wasn't like that. If something goes wrong and it's given, they take it in good faith. If it's right and they take it, but this and they are being too emotional towards the referees. I don't know what's prompting that, but I believe that the referees will be bold in giving the right decisions or taking the right decisions when they are called to the VAR. And I think in terms of showing the images, the angling of the images, there was one game, I don't know, I've forgotten. The angling didn't give us the right perspective.
South Africa, Egypt.
Exactly. The angle wasn't right at all.
Yeah.
The angle wasn't right, so I don't know. It didn't give the referee the right.
Even the referee himself failed to even he was struggling to find the right angle. He went to the bar and
right.
He went to the bar and it was confused. One angle they were showing. One angle throughout.
Yeah,
it was a penalty issue.
Yeah.
It was a penalty incident. Yeah. But one angle. And so that was another problem.
If you are a referee and you are in that position, you are skeptical as to which decision to take because you are not getting the right angle. You watch the Premier League, so many angles, left, right, center, all round. You get the angles, then you take the decision. But here lies the case. I don't know the cameras they are using. I don't know, but there are some matches where you get different angles. But I don't know why that much, just one angle. And it was really, really difficult situation for the referee. So going forward, I believe that the VAR officials will give us more angles, putting the right technology in place for the matches, so we get all angles for most of the matches. as I said, you can't get Nigeria, Algeria. They will give Osimhen the Salah sort of penalty. Please, please. We can't take it. We want the best. So I think it's been fairly okay. 60-40 so far. Yeah, some few decisions tend to mar the image of the referee and the VAR, but I think it's okay going for it. We need to fix the few challenges that we've had, and then it will be good for us.
Hopefully, the referees continue to put Africa on the map. At 7 p.m., there will be Benin against Senegal, Botswana against DR Congo. They are all vying for a place in the knockout stages. And viewers, this is where the program comes to an end. We had an interesting coverage of the Uganda versus Nigerian game, where Nigeria came out victors, a 3-1 win over Uganda, and they are safely through to the round of 16. Uganda, unfortunately, had to bow out. But this is not where the coverage ends. We will be back for more. We will be back for more of the other coverages. Like we showed, there will be interesting fixtures ahead. But before we leave, let me thank our sponsor, Uslas Enterprise. They are the #1, company when it comes to generator sets, water pump, drilling machine, compactors, wheelbarrow, and the likes of all the building materials. If you need them urgently, this is their contact: 020-300-5498, 024-816-9258, or you can email them at usulaends1979@gmail.com. You can also locate them at Adregano and Portia Hotel, or Bridge near 69, or the American House, Medina Taxi Rank. Viewers, thanks for keeping stage here with us on GhanaWeb TV. We hope to see you again in our next coverage. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy the rest of our programs and stay safe. It's a wrap.